the Comic DF.
What is up, besties? This is your girl, the Karmic DF, back to you again with another video. This time, I decided to look at what did the girlies talk about when they got together, and how did Joe Jonas feel about that? So, as always, if you enjoy these videos, please give it a like. It really does support my channel. And also comment down below what you guys would like to see in future videos. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and sometimes I'm on TikTok. Links are all down below. If you'd like to book a personal reading, links are all down below. Also, I need y'all to fill in the gaps for me because I don't know anything about most of the people that I just covered, but the tea, y'all. So please fill in the gaps because the Joe Jonas part, I was like, but also I don't know nothing about these people. So y'all, I know that I got some T Swift fans, Selena fans, Joe Jonas fans, hopefully not so much because there's tension of brewing, y'all. So anyway, this is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. I looked at what they talked about while they were in their girls' night and also how Joe Jonas felt about the girls' night. And so as always, let's get into it. All right, what is up, besties? So we are going to look at first where the girls were at in their headspace. I'm gonna pull a card per girl. So we got Taylor, Selena, Gigi, Sophie, Brittany Mahomes, and Cara Delevingne. I don't know half these people, y'all, so just bear with me here. And then we're going to look at how Joe Jonas felt about the situation. So, as always, you guys, this was a viewer request, and people liked that comment. So, whatever you guys want to see, let me know in the comments so I can make it happen. So, we're going to take a look. I'm automatically getting this feeling of like an oh no from Selena because of the fact that like it was going viral how she was criticizing the relationship. So this feels like I don't want this to look like I'm coming after Taylor. They're switching my words. They're twisting my words. And I have a loving relationship with Taylor. And so it's giving two birds, one stone. I'm going to have a talk with her, but I'm also going to make sure that the paparazzi sees it so that they stop acting like me and Taylor are against each other now, because it did come off that way, like there was a feud, but it wasn't really a feud. It was just kind of her almost kind of having this motherly energy towards Taylor. And I even said it. I said that I was seeing the show Intervention in my mind's eye. And then sure enough, there's an article that says it was like a friend intervention. So I feel like that's probably what happened. So this is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only, but I'm going to start by pulling a card for each girl. And then we're just going to look into like, what happened? What would they talk about? What was going on? So as always, this is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. No facts here, just floating hands on the internet. And all right, so let's figure out what was going on with these girls. So let's see the energy of Taylor. Yeah, that makes sense. The energy of Selena. Yeah, that makes sense. Gigi Hadid. Oh, what's going on with her? Sophie Turner. Okay, that's concerning. Brittany, what is going on with these girls? And Cara Delevingne. Huh, okay. All right, so Taylor's coming off as like trying to over-explain myself / trying to deal with the paparazzi. So this is giving me a mixture. So this would be Taylor. This is giving me a mixture of like, one of the girls, I want to have a conversation, a real talk with my friend. I also want to defend my stance on where I'm at with Travis. I want to explain that this isn't something you need to worry about, that I actually have control over the situation, that I understand your perspective, Selena, but I'm just, because I'm hearing the song Girls Just Want to Have Fun, it's giving me this vibe of like, my throat's clearing up. I don't know that she necessarily buys her own stuff, but it's giving me the vibe of like, I need to explain myself. I don't want to lose my girlfriend over this situation. I understand your concerns, Selena, but I'm just trying to explore who I am. I'm trying to figure out what makes me happy. I want to start new adventures. I don't want to keep making the same mistakes that I did. Yeah, it's given the vibe of like, I feel like she thinks that because she's dating a football player and not like another singer or someone that's, you know, it's like, this is parallel to my industry, but it's not my industry. So it's like, I'm trying something new. I don't want to keep making the same mistakes. So though I do believe that she needs to be single in order to heal, she is kind of ironically trying to date what she doesn't usually date because that's how she thinks she's going to stop this cycle. It's giving the vibe of like, well, obviously the problem is I can't date other actors, other singers, other people at my level. And so I'm going to date outside the box so that I can have some fun. And again, I'm seeing Kim and Pete. So it's giving me the vibe of like, I'm just doing this for fun. It's not that serious. So I think she wanted to tell Selena that like, I understand your concern. I understand that you're worried about me because, you know, serial dating, but I'm having fun. I'm not necessarily all that invested in it. I know it looks that way. Yeah, because I'm hearing the song Paparazzi. I really just, because I'm seeing like a punch and then I'm seeing Joe Alwyn. So it's also like to get back at Joe allegedly for entertainment purposes only. It's like, see, I can move on. I'm fine. I'm good. I've learned my lesson. I don't want to make the same mistakes. I keep hearing the song. I don't want to make the same mistakes I did. I don't want to fall back on my face again. So it feels like she's trying to change how she approaches relationships, how she plays her role in relationships. It's giving this energy of like, well, if I date in a different atmosphere, then I'm not going to get the same results. So that's kind of the headspace that she was in when she was in this girls' outing event. It's giving the vibe of like, I want to explain myself. I want to make my friend feel like I'm good. Everything's okay. You don't have anything to worry about. I'm just having fun right now. It's not as serious as what the internet's portraying. It's giving more of like, I'm just having fun. It's giving Kim Kardashian when she dated Pete Davidson. I don't buy that she's fully invested in Travis. It's more of like, this is fun. This is new. This is exciting. It's honeymoon phase. It's not like, she's not entirely invested in this relationship, allegedly. It's just giving more like, I keep hearing the song, girls just want to have fun. She's just having a good time. She's trying to be more lighthearted, not so like invested in like, will this end in marriage? Will this end in happily ever after? It's more like she's trying to find herself through dating. It's an interesting way to approach things. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's like, I'm changing the type of people I date so that I could have a better outcome. It's like not trying to make the same mistake. It's like I keep dating the same dude in a different body. I don't want to do that anymore. So her role in this outing was like, I want to explain myself. I want to make my friend feel better. It's not that bad. It's not as serious as it looks, just like it looked like Selena was coming for her. She was not coming for her. It was more of like, I care about you thing. So moving on to Selena being the death card, that is really giving me the energy of like, Taylor, I understand where you're coming from, but I care about you. And jumping to another relationship is not necessarily how you're supposed to do this. She gives off this really mothering, nurturing energy. It's giving the vibe of like, I want to see you succeed. And in order to do that, you have to stop repeating the same mistakes. So I feel like this is why I saw intervention. It's because that was kind of like the goal of this outing event. It was like to have fun, to get back together with my girls, but also to have a conversation because Taylor, I don't want you making the same mistakes. I don't want to see you get your heart broken again and again and again. You invest too much energy into relationships. So she was worried that like Taylor's like already madly in love. And I feel like they didn't really have the time to talk about it yet, which is why they had this dinner date. It's like, I needed to understand where you were at because I didn't want you to have a heartbreak again because then I don't know how else to help you. You keep making the same mistakes. Like, that's really what I'm hearing. It's like, I want to make sure that you're actually changing and healing and learning from the things that have impacted you so that moving forward, you don't keep getting your heart broken. Selena very much cares about Taylor. She loves her very much. This is giving like big sister, little sister kind of vibes. I don't know who's older, but Selena definitely comes off as like the big sister type of energy. She was really just in a place of like, I've been there. I get it. I'm being drawn to her relationship with Justin. And it's like, I've healed that. And I feel like she sees herself in Taylor. She sees how Taylor feels like there's always a shoe that's going to drop. There's always something that's going to go wrong. And it's like, how do I appease people? How do I overexert myself to make your ego happy? And Selena's been there, done that with Justin. And I don't know anything about her other past relationships, but I'm being drawn to that one. And it's like, girl, I've lived through this. I get where you're coming from. But like, I just keep hearing serial dating. It's like, I don't want to see you fall in love again and then get hurt again because I've done the work. I've healed on my own. Has Selena been single for a while? Because it's given the vibe of like, I've done the work. I've healed. I've changed. I've decided to pour into me instead of other people. And I want to see the same for you. I want what's best for you. So that's where Selena was coming at. This does feel like a friend intervention. I coined that word, I guess. But let's move on to the next person. All right. So I don't know a lot about Gigi, Sophie, Brittany, or Kara, Dilla, whatever the hell. So y'all just tell me what I'm seeing, I guess. But with Ten of Swords, it feels like she is also in a place where she's kind of fed up by something, tired of something. I did see that she was in a relationship with Bradley Cooper. Are they actually happy? Because she's going through it, and I'm not really sure why. But it's given the vibe of like, I'm giving advice I should be taking myself, if I'm being honest. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. I feel like right now Gigi feels like she's overwhelmed, overburdened, exhausted. It feels like she's overexerting herself. I don't know if that's for Bradley Cooper. I don't know what she does or who she is. I'm going to be real with y'all. Is she a model or something? I don't know. But it's given the vibe of like she's kind of reaching her breaking point with something. So I wonder if this was like a bond between girls who are going through it with like relationships or just seeing themselves in Taylor, because it's like, it's more like I'm seeing like a girl like putting her arm around someone else. It's like, I understand what you're going through because I'm in it or I've been there. So do we know if Gigi and Brad are actually happy? Because Ten of Swords being the card, unless she's just incredibly concerned for Taylor, that's giving me more of the vibe of like she is going through her own shit, and it's kind of like they're bonding together over going through that. So I don't necessarily buy that she's happy in her relationship with the Ten of Swords being there. It's kind of giving me the vibe of like an ending that I'm not ready to face. So I wonder if they're kind of like mirroring wounds to each other almost. Like, is Gigi really happy? Because I'm not sure I buy that with the Ten of Swords being her card. It's given the vibe of like giving the advice that I should be taking myself. That's the best way I can describe that. It's like I'm going to be there for you because I don't have someone that's there for me. I feel like Gigi's very independent, doesn't like to ask for help, doesn't like to burden people. I feel like that's the word that she would use. Yeah, and with her being a Taurus, they usually do not like change. And so I'm wondering if she's having relationship problems allegedly for entertainment purposes only, because it's giving me the vibe of like girls around a table that are agreeing that like, because I'm hearing the song, "These boys ain't shit, I'm not here for it. If you want me, act like it." So I wonder if they're all just kind of like, now I'm hearing Lover Scorned. I'm wondering if they're all bonding over how men ain't shit. Like, that's the vibe of this. I'm so sorry. I'm not saying that's true. It's just, that's the song that's like playing in my head right now. So I feel like Gigi came into this like, girl, I understand. Like, I have to deal with this, that, and the third. Like, I get it. Like, I don't want to walk away from something that is making me comfortable either. So I almost wonder if like, it was like a friend intervention. It feels like that. It really does feel like that, where it's like, I get it. I wish that I could leave, but I can't. I put so much time and energy into this, and I understand where you're coming from because you just got out of like a 6-year relationship, Taylor, and like, don't do what I do is kind of the vibe. Like, do as I say, not as I do is kind of the energy of this. So I kind of feel like Gigi's having relationship problems allegedly for entertainment purposes. So I'm going to leave it at that because I don't know enough about her. Moving on to Sophie. Is she... Huh? I love how she's a Pisces and it's a water card. This is... Why does it feel like all these girls are going through it and that's why they got together? It feels like they're all going through something. And so they came together to like bond over that. It's literally like I see girls like talking around a table being like, these men ain't shit. Like we deserve better than this, like hyping each other up kind of energy, like talking to each other. I still get this intervention vibe. So I feel like, you know, because what I'm hearing is like those, what's the saying, Spirit? Those that don't do, teach. That's kind of the vibe of this. It's like, do as I say, not as I do. It's kind of giving that vibe. Although Selena is more of a, I did it, you can do it too. Gigi and Sophie are kind of giving the vibe of like, do as I say, not as I do. So Sophie was married to Joe Jonas, right? because this is the vibe of like an imbalance, knowing what it's like to pour into someone who doesn't pour into you. So did they have like an ugly falling out? I mean, I have seen a ton of celebrities that say, "Oh, our split was amicable," and it wasn't. This is kind of giving the vibe of like Sophie felt like it's giving the vibe of these men ain't shit. They all have that in common. Like this is the thing. So three of them dated Joe Jonas, right? So I wonder if they also bonded over that. I did want to look into that a little bit, but it's also giving the vibe of like I've been hurt. I wasn't allowed to speak my truth. I've been called a bitch. I've been called moody. I've been called this and that. I don't feel like her and Joe ended on good terms. I don't know what the media says, but if it says amicable, I don't buy it. Maybe because I'm hearing for the kids. So they have kids, right? Because it's given the vibe of like maybe behind closed doors it was ugly. Because this is giving me the energy of like, I get it, Taylor. Like they both dated the same dude. So I wonder if she was like, I understand your habits because I'm literally dating one of your habits. And he was garbage and you've been through a lot. And I feel like they were kind of bonding over the Joe Jonas situation. So like, I don't know. Like I know what you've been through, girl, because I literally just got out of this. This is giving like really healthy how girls should be coming together. Like she's separate from Joe now and she's like, he treated me like shit too, like validating Taylor and Taylor's emotions. It's just giving like again, like I want to help you, Taylor. I don't want to see you make the same mistakes because I'm just coming out of that mistake and now I'm watching you date again and I know that you haven't healed and I'm still working on healing and I'm not there yet where I can pour into myself. And so I'm being brought back to, yeah, my throat is drying out so bad. I'm being brought back to those that don't do teach. So I'm going to say allegedly for entertainment purposes only that Sophie was kind of brought in to just show her that like she's not alone in this. I get what you're going through. I dated Joe too. And I know from experience, because we dated the same dude, that maybe kind of like a vibe of like, how do I word this without pissing off Taylor Swift fans? Like, I think they have it in common that they might both have low self-esteem, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Don't come for me. I'm not judging these people. So don't put words in my mouth that I never said. But I feel like Sophie sees herself in Taylor just like Selena does. It's the vibe of like, I just got out of this and I see how you keep dating instead of dealing with it. And right now I'm dealing with the emotions of what that marriage did to me. And so I want to be there for you because I get it. That's the vibe of where Sophie was at during the outing. But I'm going to move on because I could just go on and on. Brittany, I don't even know who she is, respectfully. Oh, she's the chick that that's dating another football player. Um, um, why does it feel like she's not happy in her relationship either? This feels like an event of girls coming together to shit on men. Like, I can't not say what I'm seeing. Frankly, I want to be friends with them too. Why didn't they invite me? Girls, call me. Like, but it's just giving the vibe of like, her and Taylor were both bonding over the stress of like, well, no, because Taylor still is in this honeymoon phase with Travis. She still likes him. Like she likes him. She's not in love with him. It's a mixture of like you're fun. It's Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson. If I were to explain Taylor and Travis's relationship, that is literally what I'm getting. So I almost feel like maybe like, did Taylor invite Brittany? Because that's more the energy that I'm getting. Like she's going through something, so I want to invite you into my world. Was she friends with these people before that? Because it's almost like, I know you're going through some stuff in your relationship, Brittany, and so I want to be there for you. It's like the blind leading the blind. No offense, please don't come for me, Swift fans. I mean, you're gonna anyway, you already do, but whatever. It's giving like, we've bonded through the football, entertainment, whatever the fuck. Excuse my language. Whatever the F. Too late now. But I see you struggling. Is there relationship problems with Brittany Mahomes and whoever she's dating on a football? I don't know who she is, what they do. I don't know none of that. But it's just given the vibe of like, I know that you're struggling in your relationship. And so it's like, come with me. you know? And we can all just bond over how men are crap. Like that's the vibe. So I feel like Taylor was complaining about all of her exes, including Joe, but it's just more like how she's been treated in relationships, more so than anyone in particular. And they're all kind of like bonding over that, about how men have treated them and how men are currently treating them. Yeah, it's just, they're all kind of going through something at the same time. But I like the dynamic. I like the dynamic. This feels very healthy. This feels like how girlfriends should be. They're all bonding. They're all like, it feels like Selena's there for Taylor because she's concerned like a mom. Who's this? This is Gigi is going through her own stuff. I don't buy that she's happy in her relationship. I would not be shocked. See, people write out things that they don't want to be in. So it's hard for me to put a time frame on it because I could do a reading, and it's happened before. I've done a reading on a client where I'm like, girl, like you are not happy in this relationship. You need to get out. It's already over. But they'll still stay in the relationship because they don't want to leave it, whether they're comfortable or whether it's to save face, whatever. But I'm not buying that Gigi Hadid is happy. And so it's like they all have that in common. They're all bonding over like their trauma. So this is good. This is how girls should be. But I'm concerned about Gigi because I feel like her relationship is not going well at all. I don't buy that they're happy. I feel like this needs to end. Oh, it literally says the end, no more, it's over. Huh. This is why I love this deck. But I don't buy that she's happy in her relationship. So I feel like that was part of like, she had something to add to the conversation to help Taylor because she's literally going through it. And so is, who's this? Brittany Mahomes. Moving on to Cara Delevingne, Cara Delevingne, whatever the hell her last name. I don't freaking know, y'all. I'm trying here, all right? She's coming off as just someone who's really nurturing, who's just there to be supportive of all the girls. I think she just wanted a girls' night out. I don't know who this girl really is, but it's like I just want to have fun. I just want to be there for the girls. I want to be there with the girls. I want to support the girls. Anything for the girls. This is a girl's girl. I like her. I don't know her, but I like her. Okay. I also had to look up who she's dating because it seems like she's in a good place. So I guess she's dating someone from Maroon 5, a bassist or whatever, but it's given the vibe of like it's given the vibe of like, I can help you. I've been there. Is she older, or she's just giving off an older energy, like a motherly vibe? It's kind of like a more evolved version of Selena. Not saying that Selena's not evolved. I think she's done a lot of healing. It's just giving more the vibe of like, I've been there, I've done that, and I have the wisdom because I've already gone through it and I've healed and I have stuff to share. So that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from the girls off the bat. This feels like a group that was dedicated to, just complaining and being human for a minute. So honestly, like I already enjoy this energy. It feels like the girls coming together to be human instead of being famous stars and bonding over their shared experiences with being hurt by men and where they've been and trying to, I think it started off as trying to like intervene with Taylor and help her not repeat the same mistakes. Like they're all coming from a place of like, don't do what I did. You know what I mean? Like in the past, I don't really know her story too much, but she seems like she's in a good place right now. But I feel like this started off as like, let's help Taylor. Let's be there for her. Let's support her. Like I'm seeing the movie 13 going on 30 where I know she's dancing with kids, but like, from a soul perspective, they're all the same age, right? It's given the vibe of like we're bonding, like they're literally singing on that part of the movie, Love is a Battlefield. So it's feeling like we started off to help Taylor. We realized that Taylor's actually more in control than we thought. And so now we're just kind of bonding over like shared experiences. I feel like they talked a little shit about Joe Jonas. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Talked crap about, exes in the past. Justin Bieber was brought up for sure because I just keep being drawn to him. I'm seeing like the timeline of Taylor Swift's relationship. So I feel like a lot of them were brought up. Joe, Alwyn, also just people that hurt her because I'm hearing the song like All Too Well. And it's like, I know better, but it's given the vibe of like, she wanted to defend herself and be like, listen, I'm not doing what I did before. I'm coming at this relationship lighthearted instead of like can you be the one? So honestly, as much as I don't support dating someone right after a breakup, because you should, it's proven you need like 6 months to a year to heal from a heartbreak. And she was with Joe Alwyn for like, what, 5, 6 years? So though I don't support serial dating, she does have a different mindset than she has in the past when it comes to relationships. She's not looking at Travis as like, he can be the one. It's given the vibe of like, you're really fun. This is new. This is exciting. I'm learning a lot and I'll see where it goes. I think for once, Taylor's in a headspace of like, fuck it. I just want to have fun. I'm not going to project my fantasies onto you. It's given the vibe of like, I want to see by your actions, not your words, if you're actually going to be what I need. The problem is, I've seen in earlier readings I did on her alone that she has a tendency to trauma dump on people no matter what, because it's like she doesn't know any better. And I'm not trying to drag her. Don't come for me. You will anyway. But it's given the vibe of like, she still has the potential to, I don't believe that they're going to be together forever. I just don't, unless she somehow manages to heal while dating him. I mean, I do believe that it's partly healing because it's something she's not used to. So that's good. But that being said, again, it's just coming from a place of like, I feel like Taylor's almost hit this point of like going from anxiously attached in relationships to becoming avoidant. So that's my concern, because I'm getting this runner chaser energy where she used to be in this chaser energy. And now it's like, I want you to prove yourself. But at the same time, she's not really in this place of like loving myself enough to see red flags. And so I feel like Travis chases her, but then at the same time, like she might trauma dump on him and then he gets like an ick, but then it's like, I still want to be with you because you're queen bee. So like, I still don't really feel like that's going to pan out in the long run, but I don't hate it either. I'm not mad about it. She deserves to be happy, and serial dating just never fucking works. But that being said, this event together feels very healthy, very nurturing. It's definitely something that all 6 girls kind of needed. I think the only one that was good beforehand was whoever this Kara chick is. She's actually doing pretty good. But the rest of them have been through it, and it's like they're bonding over a common factor of men hurting them. So it started off as, how do we help Taylor? And then it ended up turning into like just trash talking men and bonding over that. And honestly, I kind of love it. So don't hate it so far, but let's look into anything else we can get in terms of what happened with their conversation. Okay, so. Oh my goodness. Yeah. They were all bonding over how men have let them down, how men have taken advantage of their success, their fame. They've lied, they've been verbally abusive, allegedly. Travis is the Libra? I don't feel like that's Travis. I feel like this is more vague. This is more giving me a vibe of like, yeah, girl, I've been there. Like maybe Joe Jonas too. Like, was he kind of manipulative? I don't really know his story, but it's just giving me like, we shouldn't be putting energy into men that don't put energy into us. Like, why are we bending over backwards when they cheat, they lie, they talk down to us, they don't pour in the same energy that we pour into them? This really just feels like a girl's outing where we're just shitting on men, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm kind of surprised because I just thought it was more going to be about, let's worry about Taylor, but Taylor very quickly like put the girls in check. And honestly, it's not the worst energy for her to be in, but I feel like Selena, especially because she's the single one, it's like, I know what these boys do. I know how they're jerks to us. They play with our emotions. And so I just feel like these girls are bonding over the pain that they've been through because of men tearing them down, not being, supportive, did someone cheat? Is Joe a cheater? I don't know. Who's a cheater? Someone's a cheater here. Because they were definitely talking about people cheating, using them for fame, for clout. I don't like that word, so it bothers me when that comes out. Yeah, this was also about them coming together despite their differences. So I know that, 3 of them dated Joe. So I kind of feel like this was also kind of an FU to Joe. Like, I feel like this was partly intentional. Did he treat them like do we know anything about how Joe acts in relationships? Because it's almost given the vibe of like common denominator. You know, like I'm hearing the saying like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So it's kind of given the vibe of like I've completed that cycle. We're supposed to be against each other, but we're actually working together. You know what I mean? Because like three exes coming together, that's kind of weird. Or three people that dated the same dude. But it's like we all finished the cycle. We could have chose to like hate each other, but instead we're working together and we're talking about what we've been through. So this was a very healthy and healing outlet, I would say, for everyone that was involved in this. I feel like they came in stressed out. They left feeling understood, heard, loved. You know, like they bonded over a common hate, which is men. Like, I'm sorry, it's what I see. Decision. Joe was definitely also brought up, Joe Alwyn, of how I feel like they started off with like, listen, Taylor, like you're really, it's a little quick. Don't you think that you should be at a pause right now? Like you just got out of a relationship with Joe. Like, I know that his energy wasn't always on you. And so you want someone who bigs you up the way that Joe couldn't, but like, it's just a little fast. So I just feel like these girls were concerned for her. But like I said, it very quickly turned into Taylor owning it and being like, look, I'm just having fun. And then the girls were just like, all right, let's all complain about men. So it switched up fast. Like this was a dinner that started off with like kind of a friend intervention and then turned into like a man shitting on man storm. You know what I mean? So like Joe Alwyn was definitely also brought up. And they were worried about how she's just coming into things too quickly. It's like, you know, you put love before your own well-being, Taylor. We're concerned for you. And Taylor was just like, nah, like I'm just having fun this time. I'm really not that concerned about it. Yeah, I'm also kind of trying to move on quickly from Joe because that shit hurt and I've learned a lot from it. But right now I'm just at a pause and I'm just trying to live. Like the tumultuous situations, they're behind me now, but I don't really know where I need to be moving forward. I'm kind of like at a standstill. And so I'm just trying to figure out where to go from here. I'm just trying to have fun. So I don't hate this energy. I don't. This was definitely also a power move for the paparazzi. I think the girls wanted to hurt Joe Jonas. I don't know why. Haven't read him yet. But it's also like I'm exhausted because of men. So I'm going to put it out there that we're not going to be stuck because of men. We're going to bond together over a shared enemy. I feel like Joe Jonas has fucked over a lot of these girls, allegedly. For entertainment purposes only, no facts here. Because they're all just like, because I keep hearing a song that it's from a band that's not famous, but it's called Bruised and Scarred. And it's like, you damaged me. Like, it's like common denominator here. And it's like, I'm not going to be stuck on men. Like that's literally the vibe of this entire outing. It's like, I'm not going to let men get in the way of me being happy. This was like girls. I love this energy. This is girls. Oh my God. I can't even talk because I'm just like, I feel like this is how it was. Like I almost see the girls like talking over each other because they're getting all excited. It's like, oh yeah, girl, I've been there. Yeah, me too. And I've been through this. And yeah, he hurt me like that too. And yeah, I relate. Like, Joe ain't shit. And Joe Alwyn ain't shit. Joe Jonas ain't shit. And like Justin Bieber ain't shit. And everybody ain't shit. Like that's literally the vibe of this entire thing. So it's really, I don't know that it's worth pulling more cards on. Let's see. They're definitely worried about how the internet makes them look. And so that was definitely also a power play. It's like you guys think that we're naive. You think that we're immature. You think that we just go for love and that we don't actually have a brain. And it's like, I'm going to control the narrative now. I'm going to control what you put out into the internet. So it was also a strategy move for the paparazzi. Selena was trying to fix how the paparazzi made it look like she was angry at Taylor. That's why it initially started, because she wanted to talk to Taylor herself and fix anything. Because I feel like she was worried that Taylor would be mad because of everything that came out. But because I'm hearing PR nightmare. And so it's like, you don't get to dictate how we look. We get to dictate that. So it was definitely a power move for paparazzi as well. It's like, I'm not going to let the internet make us look bad. So we're going to bond together over it. And I keep hearing like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So do these girls hate Joe Jonas? Because like, I feel like Joe Jonas is a part of this, of like, we're going to make you uncomfortable too. allegedly. Yeah, nurturing each other because we have this all in common of a wish with a man that just didn't end up being what we needed them to be. All talk, no action. We wasted our time. So I definitely think this was a bonding over Joe Jonas, over failed relationships, and just girls having a good time. I like this energy a lot, honestly. Yeah, it's like we're going to remove ourselves from fans and talk. Also a power move in terms of like, this is going to make us look good. And then people can make of this what they want. I don't care, but it's get them talking in a different direction instead of the direction that they're putting it. So like, for instance, the Selena Taylor feud that did not exist. It was just Selena more concerned about Taylor's well-being. So it's like being out in public, we're going to hide what we're doing. We're going to talk to each other, like iron out a few things, and then it's going to look good for business as well. So it's like a win-win. That's kind of the vibe of this. They all have a fear of change. And they were definitely talking about Taylor's not being able to release Joe Alwyn. She's not fully over it. I just don't buy that she's over it. It hasn't been long enough. But definitely feeling like she was a victim to Joe, not letting her be herself, not wanting to be out in the public as much. But again, like I don't fault Joe because Joe has a different personality type. So that's a conflict of morals. That's like an atheist dating someone who's Catholic. Like you're going to have issues because fundamental values are different. Joe is more of a private guy. Taylor's more of an in-your-face girl. So it was going to break down. But I also feel like they were talking about Joe as well and how she felt trapped by the relationship and how now she's seeing it more like it was meant to break down because it didn't make sense. So honestly, she's done a lot of reflecting. She's done a little bit of healing for the most part. I think, but the thing that concerns me about Taylor is that this feels like she's starting to become emotionally avoidant instead of attached. It's like becoming the opposite because I can relate to this energy. I'm being drawn to a situationship that I was in where he was emotionally avoidant. I was anxiously attached. We split because I couldn't do it anymore. But then I became emotionally avoidant and then I was afraid of love. So I'm worried for Taylor that she's kind of went to the other side where it's like people only hurt me. And so I'm going to get ahead of it by not opening my heart anymore. So I am concerned about that. But Taylor's got a solid friend group and they are all in her corner. They all got her back. And I feel like as long as they keep talking, like I almost see like a group chat. So I wonder if they have a group chat where they talk to each other too. Like I feel like this continued outside of the meeting. And so I like this energy because all the girls are supporting each other and that's wonderful. So this is good. This is actually really good. Yeah. Getting out of our comfort zone, defending ourselves. I've been resting for a while and reflecting and now it's like getting out of things that disappoint me, getting together with the girls, talking about it so that I can explain myself. Yeah, they were all just bonding over the fact that men, you know what I mean? Like ladies, you know what I'm saying? Like men, ugh, but also men, ugh, you know what I mean? That's the whole vibe. So real quick, we'll just look at how Joe Jonas felt about this bonding because I gotta know too. All right, so let's take a look at how Joe Jonas felt. I'm hearing like, well, isn't that the consequences of your own actions? So again, was Joe in a healthy relationship? I don't know anything about this dude. Allegedly. Oh, he feels betrayed. I'm sorry, but like, oh, the irony. He is not happy. I definitely think that he felt like he was being attacked and he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Yeah, he's like, I don't like this. I know that they're talking about me. I can feel it. I know that they're comparing, like I see people like comparing notes. So I feel like Joe was like, fuck. Like, I wonder if I feel like he has a habit of hurting people. I don't know his story. I don't know anything about him. But like, oh my God, it literally says taking things for granted on this card. So he was not happy when he found out about this. He was like, oh shit. Like, I wonder if like he had secrets that, you know, the girls, because I almost see them like comparing notes. So I wonder if like this, he feels betrayed because like, I'm hearing like they're on to me. So especially with taking things for granted on that card, I almost wonder if like he treated them all like crap. allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, no facts here. I don't know anything about him, but it's giving me the vibe of like, I need to be in control at all costs, and this is making me look bad. This is not going to look good for me. I feel betrayed by these girls. Why are you guys bonding together? You're my exes. You shouldn't be together. What the hell? And notice how there's 3 cups. Wasn't 3 of them exes? And it's like, oh shit. Like, I almost see him running to the guys and being like, dude, all of my exes are together. What the hell? Like, what are they going to tell each other? I almost feel like he had secrets with certain exes that he didn't want out with other exes. So I feel like I just see them like comparing notes at the dinner table. So he's not wrong in his worry because he's right. Like, allegedly. He's a Leo. There he is. Okay. Huh. Is he a player? Allegedly? Is he a player? Because this almost feels like he wants to, maybe he was trying to play the girls against each other, or maybe like, is he one of those guys that like, because I freaking, oh God, I've had this ex before where it's like, I don't give you complete closure so that you're still kind of wondering about me. Like that toxic ex, I don't know if y'all can relate, so leave it in the comments because you ain't alone, honey. But it's given the vibe of like, I turn my head to you, but I also want to keep the door open so that I could come in. But this is the breakdown of a relationship. So I kind of feel like maybe he was originally playing the girls against each other, or maybe they're comparing notes in terms of like, oh, Joe hit me up back in February. And what? Oh my God, girl, he hit me up too. He told you he wanted you to come back. He said the same thing to me. Like, that's the vibe. It's like, I feel like Joe's a player. This is giving 100% unevolved Leo energy if I've ever seen it. I know unevolved Leos that are players, and this is the vibe. I feel like he leaves doors open, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. No facts here. I don't even know the guy. Yeah, because I'm being drawn to my fool's gold, where it looks pretty, but it ain't real gold. It's giving the vibe of like, we break up, but I still, yeah, because I'm seeing like I'm being drawn to like Facebook Messenger and like the, hey, what's up, from an ex from like months ago or years ago, and you're like, dude, why are you talking to me? This has been over. So I feel like Joe kind of leaves the door open on certain girls that he feels like he can go back to, which is probably why these exes met up. Because I feel like he's been in Sophie's DMs. Like, maybe we could fix this, maybe not. Yeah, because I'm hearing the song, Can We Just Talk Before We Get Lost? So I almost wonder if they were also at the same time trying to save, I might be getting the girls mixed up. Whoever is separated from Joe and has kids, I almost feel like they were trying to save her too. Like, don't go back. This is how he treated me too. You're not wrong in feeling the way that you feel. Joe played me the same way too. I feel like Joe's a player. He's a little player, allegedly. Like, I feel like he keeps the door open for multiple exes. I almost wonder if, like, Sophie caught him DMing Gigi or caught him DMing Taylor, and instead of turning on the girls, it's like, we're going to bond together. Remember how earlier I was hearing the enemy of my enemy is my friend? It's giving that. It's like, because, like, look at how he's almost looking like he does not want to face it. Like, look how he's looking to the left. It's like, I don't want to. Can you zoom in, please? Can you? Hello? There we go. It's like, I don't want to face this. I'm turning my head to it. I'm not. But then also, it's like, maybe I can come in. I just keep hearing the song, Can We Just Talk? Can we just talk before we get lost? So I almost wonder if he had the door open for, which ex is it? Sophie? Whoever he was split up with. It feels like he has the door open to multiple exes. I feel like he DMs them. I feel like he still hits them up. I feel like he didn't want them to get together because they would compare notes. I feel like he's in their DMs, allegedly. Yep. This guy's got victim mentality written all over him. This is so unevolved Leo energy. And I'm a Leo, so don't even come at me sideways. I've been an unevolved Leo. I know this energy, okay? This is like, I'm not letting go of the past. I'm not reflecting on anything. And then remember how I said I felt like he was trying to hit them up? Ace of Swords is literally communication. So it's like the past, not learning from my mistakes, reaching out. So I feel like there was some overlap between the girls. And if there wasn't actual overlap of cheating, then there was definitely like holding the door open for other exes. So like, maybe I'm in a marriage with Sophie or whoever, but I'm hitting up Taylor on the side every now and again, or I'm hitting up Gigi every now and again. Like, were they friends prior to this? Were all of them friends prior to this? Because it's like we have a common enemy and we're coming together instead of buying into his bullshit. This is tea, y'all. I'm glad you guys requested this because, wow, interesting. It's funny to see how people play out the trauma. But, yeah, it feels like Joe's moves aren't going to work on at least 3 of his exes now. Because I almost wonder if Joe hit up Taylor recently because she was single. Like, maybe he tried to sly his way in, because I'm being drawn to Taylor's name because I have a list on the side of me that y'all can't see with all their names and all their signs because I knew I wasn't going to remember it all, and I'm being drawn to Taylor's name, and now I'm seeing Instagram DMs. So it's like, I feel like Joe is a little player. Allegedly. I feel like he keeps the door open. Does he got mommy issues? What can I pick from? Which girl can I play on to their... I feel like... Is Joe... Do we know anything about Joe? Y'all tell me in the comments. Yeah, your tricks aren't going to work on me anymore. The girls got together, and now it's like, oh shit. I was holding the door open so that I could always come back, and now I can't. It's all falling apart. I feel like he has mommy issues, allegedly. Or he's just got issues with women. I don't know why, but he's got mommy issues at the bare minimum. I feel like he does. But it's given the vibe of like playing on women who have low self-esteem. So, Taylor, I know. But does Gigi and Sophie have low self-esteem? Because it's like, I feel like I'm being drawn to like I'm a man and I'm really suave and I say all the right things and I can get you to, is he a gaslighter? Because I'm hearing like gaslighting. Yeah. Oh my God. That song Gaslight Pro is what I'm hearing in my head now. You could tell me lies. I feel like he's a smooth, yep. Now I'm hearing the song Smooth Operator. I feel like this dude's a player. I feel like they came together to compare notes on Joe. This is tea. This is so interesting. I like this. This is so fun. Yeah, memories of the past. He knew. It's like, oh shit, I'm screwed. I feel like I don't feel like when he leaves relationships, it's like, I just keep seeing like a door open, but it's like on the other side of every door is an X. And it's like, I reach out every once in a while to check up on you so you can't move on. Like, that's the vibe. I'm so sorry if you guys are, like, obsessed with Joe Jonas and I'm, like, totally shitting on your man here. But it feels like this man does not learn his lesson. It feels like this is literally the D card. And it's like, I'm going to try to get my needs met. And I'm going to appease you and, like, reminisce on the past. Like, I just keep hearing that song, Can We Just Talk? Who sings that? Is it him? That would be ironic. But it's like I'm death gripping all these exes. I'm making sure that I could still... swoon them, you know? It's like I see him like writing a DM to like whichever ex and being like, oh man, I was just thinking about you the other day and that memory we had. Do you remember when we did that thing? Like, oh my God, like it made me so happy. Like I've just been thinking about you a lot lately. But meanwhile, he's messaging other girls at the same time. I feel like he's a player. I'm sorry I said what I said. A burden not worth having. He knows he got caught out. He knows. This man knows exactly what happened. Yep. 3's a crowd. That's the 3 X's. He's like, I need to focus on my finances. This is not going to look good for me. Has he said anything? Because it feels like he doesn't want to. If he does, it's going to be very strategic. Or he's going to play it off like he doesn't care at all. Because that's an unevolved Leo if I've ever seen it. It's like, oh, I don't give a fuck. Like, my exes can go and mingle. I don't give a shit. It's like trying to get ahead of it. Because it's like, I know. He knows. He's not stupid. He knows they were talking crap about him, and he's right. He's right. I'm sorry. So now he's like, I need to focus on my career. This is going to look bad for me. People are going to start looking at me sideways. They're going to be wondering why all my exes are coming together, and they're going to realize that the common denominator was that I was the problem. Allegedly. This is so interesting. Social media. Moody about it. Can we just talk? Literally. I wonder if he reached out to them after the fact too. Like I almost feel like, I don't know if it was Sophie. Like maybe he reached out to Sophie like for the kids, like under the guise of kids. If I'm confusing the girls' names, I'm sorry. Just put it where it fits. If it's Gigi he has kids with, I think it's Sophie. But I don't know. One of them. Whoever has the kids, I feel like he reached out like to talk about the kids, but also to like feel the waters to test if like, because I feel like the girls left this feeling empowered. They felt relieved. They felt seen and heard. And he was like, I'll be damned. Like, that's the vibe. Like, I'm being drawn to the fact that, like, first of all, it's about kids. So he definitely reached out to Sophie, I think, but it probably was under the guise of like talking about the children. But notice how like this also looks like a D, if you know what I mean. So it's like testing the waters to see if I'm still welcome. So I feel like he reached out to baby mama. I feel like he wants to reach out to the other exes, but he's very strategic. He's methodical. He's not stupid. So it's Joe player because I don't buy that he's not. Ignoring intuition. This man has not grown. Yeah, it's like he's not naive about what happened, but he's definitely naive about the role he plays in relationships. And he also, I feel like, allegedly, for untamed purposes, only no facts here, I feel like he gaslights women. I feel like he has a very big ego, which doesn't shock me, Leo energy. But he probably, because I'm like hearing like do as I say, not as do as you say, not as you do as you're. Oh my God, it's the vibe of like a parent that feels like they're not in control, and so they talk a lot of shit to keep you in your place when in reality they don't feel like they're in control. It's the same vibe with Joe. It's like, I don't feel like I'm in control, so I need to pretend like I'm in control. I big myself up, make myself feel like I'm a power man, but in reality, he's a weak little boy, allegedly. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if you're a fan of his. I'm just dragging this poor dude. I don't even know him. I have no interest in caring about. I don't care. I don't have any. I'm sorry if you're a Joe Jonas fan. I'm sorry. But it just feels like this guy is very immature. And this was kind of like a rude awakening for him. The girls coming together at the expense of him, and he was not naive about that. He knew that he was going to be brought into the equation, and he knew that these girls were going to start to figure out how he does a sort of power play. So, yeah. I'm hearing dealing with a heart I didn't break. Who broke Joe's heart? Who's the girl that broke his heart the most? Because I feel like someone broke him, and now he just hurts other women. And he's definitely concerned about how the women might potentially say something out loud about him, like coming together and saying like, oh, we've all, like, I'm almost seeing like hashtag me too, but it's given the vibe of like, yeah, Joe did that to me too. And we're all coming together on that. And it's like, oh no, the fans are going to come for me. Taylor Swift fans, Selena Gomez fans, all the fans coming for me. And it's like dealing with a heart I didn't break. They all knew that he was unevolved. And it's like, now's the time where everybody's going to see that we weren't the problem because we're coming together. And now you're left out because I'm noticing how he's like in front with his hands crossed, kind of like defensive. And it's like all the cups. Like, it's like the wish of being this playboy that he's given off is now the image is kind of flipping or it's slipping. Like he feels like it's going to go sideways for him now. So I don't know if that's going to happen. It doesn't feel like the girls were fully in a vengeful energy. It's more like coming together for a greater good of like healing and working on ourselves. And if that means Joe Jonas looks bad, we don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like that's the vibe. This man is just asking for it. He wants to reach out. Yeah, I feel like he was verbally mean to these women because he didn't feel big within himself. And so it's like, I just keep hearing dealing with a heart I didn't break. So I feel like they're all done with that BS. I feel like whoever he is split from needed a little bit of support. And I feel like he is just a glutton for punishment because this man keeps doors open. And now it's like, I can't do that anymore because they all came together. This man does not let go of his exes, allegedly. Do we know anything? Can any of you like verify? Have we heard anything about him reaching out to an ex after they broke up, like keeping them on the string? Because I'm almost seeing like that commercial where the guy has the dollar bill on the fishing rod, and it's like, come here, and it's like trying to get you to come. It feels like that. Like he keeps doors open so that he can go back to exes, but he's actually just a child. Like he's a man child. I'm hearing like man boy. Like I feel like he's rude to women. And they all had that in common. So they bonded over it. Yeah. So now he's weary. He knows he's stuck. He had to do some self-reflection. He's definitely worried about what it could do for his career because he's afraid that they're going to talk about in the media what they talked about in private. He's definitely concerned about that. He's really hoping. I feel like that's why he reached out to Sophie to feel, because I'm seeing like checking the temperature of water. It's like, I want to see if you're upset now, if you're more, what did you guys talk about? Because I'm seeing like CSI and like putting all the points together and figuring it out. It's just giving the vibe of like, I need to make sure that I'm still okay here. Like that's the vibe of all of this. Holy crap. I'm glad I looked into Joe. This is very interesting. This was very informative for me. Okay, the truth being revealed that he was not a good dude. He did not work on the relationships. He really benefited from them not seeing their potential. I feel like he's just the type of person that wants you to stay small, fit into a box. I'm the star, know your place. He's very, I'm sorry, it's given unevolved. I'm a player. Yeah, because I'm hearing the song Play On, Play. So I definitely think that was another point of contention, is they were bonding over how Joe hurt them. Joe has wounded a lot of women. I don't feel like it was just these three, because I'm seeing like his list on Google. It's like, this is a thing he does. He hurts women and he makes sure that they don't talk to each other so that he could keep the door open so that he could go back. It's almost like when you're just about over him, that's when he steps in. It's like, nope, I need to make sure you're still hooked on me a little bit. Like, has Taylor had an issue with Joe? Did Taylor talk about Joe a lot? Did she have a hard breakup with him? Because it feels like this is what he does. He keeps them on an edge. You know what I mean? But let's see. Back deck and stop it. Taylor is the only fire sign except for Kara, and she didn't date him. He wants to reach out. What is wrong with this guy? He's a glutton for punishment. He wants to reach out to Taylor. He wants to reach out to Gigi. He wants to reach out to Sophie. He wants to make amends. Like, are you okay? Like, I saw you guys were getting together. Like, being methodical about what he says to them. Because, like, notice how he's trying to look forward and she's like, nah, don't want to be bothered. I don't think this is just Taylor. I think it's all three girls. He wants to reach out and pretend like he's a nice guy. This is giving, oh my God, it's giving the guys that are like, ugh, women don't like nice guys. But if you're a nice guy, you don't have to say you're a nice guy. That's the vibe of this. It's like, I'm mad because y'all got together. Now you can see through my shit. And I got to fix that so that I can still have the door open. Like, I'm hearing that commercial where it's like, leave your door open or something like that with us. Like, I don't know. I think it's like a bank or security system. I don't remember. Whatever. The point is, he's trying to be methodical. He's thinking it. He might not actually do it because this is reversed, but it's like methodical to try and to reel you back in. Again, I just feel like he does not let his exes go. Yeah. It's like, I abuse my power in relationships. I keep it behind closed doors so nobody knows, because in the public, I'm this amazing guy, but I'm doing this balancing act because I want to make sure that I can go back to whoever I want to go back to, allegedly. Because what I do, it doesn't work. These relationships don't last because I want to be in control all the time. Yep, devil card. I make you codependent on me so that you don't see your worth. Unhealthy home life. Joe's not over any of his exes because he doesn't want them to be over him. I feel like it boosts his ego to be able to still talk to them. So he might go under the guise of a friend, like, oh, how are you doing? Just so like it's given the vibe of the ex that hasn't talked to you in 6 months that reaches out and they're like, hey, how have you been? And in reality, it's like, I just want you to remember me. I want you to think about me again. Yeah, I'm being drawn to an ex of mine that reaches out when I don't think about him anymore. It's really weird. So I think he was a player. And I think 3 of his exes are now not going to buy his shit anymore because they compared notes. He knew they were going to compare notes. And now it feels like damage control on his part. There's the internet card. No success. I got to lick my wounds. Slow down. I don't want to be seen because I'm being drawn to this person right here. It's like, oh crap. Like, I don't want this tumultuous water to get to me. Let me just hide my head, keep going, and see if I can fix whatever it is that went down during the dinner date. So yeah. I'm going to leave it at that because that was wow. Wow. But hey, I love it. I love 3 exes coming together in spite of a common denominator. I think that was actually a really weird but healthy thing to do. And Joe's energy is like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. How do I fix this so that I can still have my foot in all of the doors? It's like, I want to have my cake and eat it too. How do I do that? I feel like they compare notes. I feel like I almost see them being like, Oh my God, Joe hit you up January 2022. Bro, he hit me up on January 2022. Dude, that's he sent me the exact same message. Like, that's literally the vibe of this reading. This guy's a player, allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. I'm going to leave it at that. That's enough tea. I'm done. Y'all fill in the gaps for me because I don't know anything about this dude. So if you guys can, tell me in the comments, does he do this? Like, has Taylor mentioned this when their breakup happened? Like, did it go down badly? Because I don't know about these girls. I don't know any of them other than Taylor and Selena. So, like, I did the best I could, y'all. I tried. So if you enjoy these videos, please give it a like. It really does help my channel, helps other people find me. Let me know what you guys want to see down in future videos in the comments down below or on my community posts. That helps. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram. I'm on TikTok sometimes. Links are all down below. If you'd like to book a personal reading, links are all down below. And again, whatever you guys want to see in future videos, let me know in the comments down below. I will catch you guys in my next video. Love you, besties. Subscribe if you enjoy my channel. Thank you to my regulars. I appreciate you all so much, and I will see you guys next time.